Hello, everybody, and welcome to the monthly Oracle Wisdom for June of 2025. My name is Natalie Sadie. For those of you who are joining me for the very first time, what we're going to do is I've got three piles set up here. So it's pick a pile. I'm going to show you the crystal that I've put on top of each pile. You choose which one resonates most for you, and that is the reading for you. I do have to apologize. I had planned to have this reading out before the beginning of the month. And can I tell you, I completely lost track of time. And I don't mean I lost track of what time it was during the day. I mean, I had no concept that we had even moved into June until I was going to bed last night. So that's on me. I apologize. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. And let me show you what crystals we have. So, pile number one, we have some clear quartz. Pile number two, we have some blue goldstone. And pile number three, we have some tiger's eye. Sorry, my goldstone is trying to run away. So take a moment, think about which crystal resonates with you. This goldstone does not want to stay here. So pile number one, the clear quartz, pile number two, the blue goldstone, and pile number three, the tiger's eye. Take a moment, take a breath, think about which one is really sitting with you, and let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with pile number one. If you selected the clear quartz. Okay, so as I explain every month, I don't look at these cards ahead of time. I'm seeing them at the same time as you. We are starting with the Future Higher Self Oracle deck by Mahrukh. The first card out is You're a lot tougher than you think you are. So whatever you're going through, if you are questioning whether or not you are going to get through this, if you're strong enough to deal with what is coming your way, you absolutely are. You have to believe it, and you have to understand who it is that you are. There have been moments in my life where I have gone through things, and the best example of this is getting free of an abusive relationship. And I remember sitting with a girlfriend feeling like I was a complete mess. And she just looked at me and she said, "You are the strongest woman I know." And I said, "What on earth are you talking about? I'm a mess. My life is in shambles. I have no money. I can't afford to buy lunch." And she said, "Do you understand what you've just made it through, and you got out of it, and you're rebuilding? And yeah, you're upset right now and you're rebuilding your life financially, but you're doing it. You haven't allowed this person to win." And that conversation helped me so much. It helped me realize what it is I'm capable of. It helped me realize that I am actually strong. And now, I mean, with so many years since that relationship ended, I realize how many people get stuck in those relationships and they're never able to break free. And I did it in a reasonably short time. And I did build myself back up financially. I did continue. My career flourished once I was free of this person. So now every time I'm doing something, and even when I'm struggling, I always have to remember and put into context the fact that I am strong and I can do these things. And I sometimes have to look back at the past and go, okay, I survived all of these things. So if I survive those, I can survive this. And I think that's what you need to remember right now. A new career path will be highly successful. Trust the magic of newness. So, yeah, there's obviously career questions happening right now. Either you've left a job or you're thinking about leaving and doing something else. Whatever it is you're getting ready to step into, this is going to be really good for you. And it's so scary stepping into the unknown, because this is why so many people stay stuck where they are, because it's better the devil you know. It's so much easier to navigate things that you're already familiar with versus challenging yourself with something completely new and unknown that may fail, because there's always that risk. It's like stepping into a new relationship, but you don't know unless you try. And Everything that I'm getting is that this is going to be good. The next card out is be willing to let go of everything you once thought to be true. So you were on one path. You had your fixed beliefs. You knew what was what and which way everything needed to move. Things change. Life is fluid. Think of it like a moving river. I mean, as we age and we mature and different things come in and out of our lives, things do shift and things do change and they evolve. And thank gosh that they do. Can you imagine how boring life would be if everything stayed the same and if everything was so predictable? So, as you're being challenged with all of these decisions and letting go of things, it allows so many new, incredible things to come into your life, new opportunities, new people, new experiences that will feed your soul and your heart. And, sometimes in amongst all of that, it's letting go of certain beliefs that you had about somebody, a situation, a company, a political party. I don't know, but just be willing to be fluid in this moment. You will have financial security in life. So I feel like the whole question around career, there's obviously the question about money because unfortunately, as nice as it would be for us to not need money to function, we do. We need to pay rent, mortgages, car payments, food, all the different things. It's going to be okay. The universe has your back with all of that. And the final card out is following your heart will lead to the right things. So you already know what it is you're meant to do. It's just that it's really scary. And I feel like you're at that jumping off point where it's time to make the decision. It's time to actually follow through and do this thing. And this is why you're not sure if you're strong enough. This is why you're questioning the career stuff. It's questioning whether you're crazy for letting go of the things or the beliefs that have always served you to this point. It's questioning the financial security. But when you follow your heart and you follow that inner calling, you're going to end up exactly where you're meant to be and exactly where the universe wants you to be. The next deck that we're using is the Butterfly Effect by Maruk. I swear to God, you can't make this up. So the first card out is Leap of Faith. Deep down, you'll know the key to creating the life of your dreams is on the other side of fear. It won't be easy to take a leap into the unknown, but remember the universe will catch you. If that's not confirmation of everything that I just talked about, I don't know what is. I love when I see things like this because when I first started doing these readings, I knew I could do it because I had been doing readings for friends for ages, especially when there were deaths in their lives and messages needed to come through. I would do these readings and sometimes I would send them and think, wow, I'm going to upset this person. They didn't ask for this. And I would get messages back saying, you have no idea what you just did for me. And starting to do this publicly was a huge leap of faith. And I think I brought this up on a reading recently. If you have been with me from the beginning, you've seen the evolution of me learning to trust myself. But I knew, as scary as it was doing that first reading publicly, that I had to trust myself and I had to jump into it. And I'm so glad that I did. And I get to spend this time with you guys every week and every month. I wish I could do it every day. Just the time requirements of that is not quite possible for me at the moment. But it's taking that leap that gets you to that next place, and it's time for you to do it. Action. No more overthinking. You're breaking the cycle of inaction and finally getting something done. You will set your plans in motion and realize action is the only way to move forward in life. So it's time. The universe is just telling you, you got to move. You got to move. You've got to do this. You've got to make these decisions. And everything in this reading is saying that the universe has your back, that you're doing exactly what it is you're meant to be doing. So you have to trust that and you have to step into it. And the final butterfly effect card is progress. If things have been slow or you've been feeling unfulfilled lately, expect a strong shift that will shake things up for you to liberate you out of this funk that you have been in. So again, you've got to take the leap. It's time to get into it's time to take action and you're going to see the progress. I mean, all of this is a good month for you. I feel like it's a scary month and it's a confronting month because whenever we're confronting these sorts of things, it's difficult. But it's all going to move forward. And I feel like this is a great, great time for you, and you just have to embrace it. So, the final deck where I just pulled one card for each of the readings is the Divine Masters Oracle, Kyle Gray. I just felt like they wanted to come through. And so, Hilarion, Divine Emergence, be seen, let the world know your gifts. So, I feel like this change for you is really about stepping into your power. It's about letting the world see who you really are and what gifts and abilities you really have. And I mean, that could be in a very spiritual sense, but it doesn't need to be. It might be that you're really gifted, I don't know, as a painter, or maybe you're really good with numbers and you never went down that path. You've been sort of holding back. And so you step up into a higher role where you really need to take accountability and take over the books and the financials for a large organization. I mean, it could be anything, is my point. It doesn't need to be spiritual or artsy or anything like that, but it's time to let yourself fly. You've been holding yourself back for long enough. You've paid your dues along the way, and now it's time for you to step into the fullness of who you are. And I think that you will be rewarded so incredibly well for doing this because the universe loves a stubborn heart. It loves when people do what they were meant to do here on earth and really walk that path. So it's time. So now we are moving on to pile number two. If you selected the blue goldstone, so we are starting with the Future Higher Self Oracle by Maruk. Card number one, don't allow a scarcity mindset to limit your success. So if you're going into anything saying this won't work, I don't have enough money, I won't have enough money, that's what the universe is going to give you. Um, I when I was flying backwards and forwards from the US, I'm not a good flyer and I enjoy flying business class because I it gives me a little more space. I can't sleep sitting up. And flying from Australia to the US is 16 hours. And I would go and have a look at the flights and think there is no way I can afford that. There's no way. Can't do it. And so I wouldn't book the flight and then I'd go, okay, maybe I can buy premium economy and that will get me here. And I'd go, I really need to fly business. And I understand how spoiled this sounds, but I mean, I was funding my own trip, so and I would walk away from the computer and I'd think maybe I can't fly yet, maybe I can't do this, maybe I can't do that. I would then log back on. There would be a little voice in my head that would say, log on and have a look at flights now. And I would log on, and every trip that I did over here, there was some random sale happening. And sometimes it was a week out from when I would fly. I would just say, right, it's time for me to get over there because I need to meet with some people and, go and see what I can set up. And I would find these stupidly cheap business class flights that were only a few $100s more or maybe $1,000 more than premium economy. And if I was already paying that much, to me, I'm like, I will spend the extra thousand so that I can lay down on this flight and actually get some sleep. And the point is, I never said, I can't afford it. I can't, I can't, I can't. I would sit there and go, I need to fly business. I don't know how, but I need to fly business. And every single time the universe provided. So you have to approach everything in this way. I deserve this job. I deserve these things. Like I deserve to be able to move to a different apartment. Whatever it may be, you cannot go into it with a lack mentality or a mentality of lack. You have to go in with success and positivity and what you deserve, but you actually have to believe it. You have to believe it in your soul, in the cells of your body. You have to believe it. It's the same thing as when I talk about letting go of a relationship and I say, or letting go of something because you're trying to manifest it. And it's that moment where you genuinely accept that these things may not happen. You go, okay, this is what I want. This is what I'm trying to manifest, but it may not happen. It is what it is. And that's the moment. And I use relationships because often the moment you actually let somebody go and they're not in your brain anymore, and the moment you go, it's done, I have to let this go, that is the moment that that person calls you and says, hey, I want to talk or I want to see you. And it really doesn't matter whether or not it's a good thing to speak to that person or not. My point is that when you genuinely let it go, that's when the person that you've been wanting to call for the last week or month or year finally actually picks up that phone. So it's that same mentality of you have to believe it in your soul, that you have enough, that the universe will always provide, that you'll get through and you will. And maybe it'll be just enough, just enough. One of my one of my girlfriends was about to lose her house. This is a lot of years ago. And she was about to lose her house and she tried to do everything she could to get money. She tried credit cards, she tried getting bank loans, she tried business loans, she tried all sorts of things. And there was just nothing she could do. And she went, I fought so hard to save this house and I have to let it go and we'll be okay. We might be in an apartment, we'll be somewhere else, but we will be okay. And she went home because she looked at the sky and she said, you win. Put me wherever you want to put me. I've done it all. There's nothing else I can do. She gets home that day and her daughter calls her and says, Mum, you're not going to believe it. We just won the lotto. And she goes, what do you mean we just won the lotto? She said, we just won the lotto. And she said, how much? To the dollar amount, the amount that they needed to save that house. When my friend passed, she was still living in that same house. So there really does have to be this belief and there has to be this trust. All the right things come to you in the most unexpected ways. I almost stopped myself from telling that story. And I'm like, why do I have to tell this? And I know that my friend would be happy for me to share that story. All the right things come to you in the most unexpected ways. I mean, that's confirmation of that story that I just told you. How many people do you know that have won the lotto? In my life, I've met two that have won significant amounts. Her and another older couple that were what we call in Australia grey nomads. So people that drive around the country in their RVs and what have you. And they won Division 2 twice. But again, we have very fixed ideas of how we think the universe has to present things to us and or how we see things happening. It's the same as, with relationships, we pick or we picture what our perfect partner will be. We think about them physically and their height and their hair color and their complexion and who they'll be, how much money they'll earn, whatever it may be. And then sometimes you meet the love of your life and they are the complete opposite of all of it. But it works because that's who it is. That's where that connection is, that soul connection and that chemistry. And, it's money. You need this money. Okay. You can't find it. It's fine. But then what do you know? The universe says, yep, we're going to provide you with this and you're going to win the lotto. So this is why trusting the universe is so important because when we become fixated, that's when we don't necessarily get the things that we need or we want or that the universe wants to provide. Believe in yourself and your ability to carry out your dream. So there's something that you want to do and you're questioning it. But before anybody else will believe in you, you have to believe in yourself. If you don't, who else is going to? There has to be trust. There has to be trust in what you're doing, and there has to be the belief that you can do it. I never thought I would have interviewed so many of the incredible people that I have. I mean, I've interviewed RFK Jr. on multiple occasions. There's only one up on my channel, but I've I've interviewed Dr. Pierre Corey multiple times. I got to interview Dr. Tess Lowry. I got to interview photographer Jordan Matter, whose work I had been following for years, and I'm in awe of it from a dancer's perspective, from a model's perspective. It's just incredible. And I never thought in a million years that I would be able to do any of that. And I was working with people that were like, yep, absolutely, go out, get some interviews. And I remember I reached out to a whole bunch of people, a whole group of people that didn't have very big names and somebody that had a massive name. And nobody had responded. And then a couple of weeks later, I woke up to an email from the person who had the biggest profile of everyone that I reached out to. And he was my very first big interview. And I remember at the end of it, he went, "You're incredible at what you do." And I said, "Thank you so much." And now he's someone that I can always call and get an interview with. So you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in your abilities and you have to just go for it. Next card out is continue to make the most of every open door. So this is the whole thing. Sometimes you've got to go knocking on the door and then it'll open a crack and you've got to just get in there. And then when you've got those contacts, you keep going. And if an opportunity presents itself, you have to say yes. And sometimes it inconveniences the people around you because maybe that door is open and it doesn't necessarily work in terms of timing or schedule of somebody else, but this is your opportunity. You take it. You don't let anybody else guilt you out of doing those things. You just, especially if this is your goal, if this is your sole purpose, if this is your mission, this is what you have to do. So just take care of you right now. Explore the possibilities. So you're in a moment where I think that you're trying to figure out what you can do, if you can do it, how to do it, and go on the exploration. Go and enjoy the journey and see what you can figure out and really, really look at all options. So for me, when I was getting that first big interview, like I said, I reached out to so many people. It was very much, I've never been on dating apps, but people always say it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. And it's the same when you're chasing your dreams. You have to cast that net out wide and you will catch something. And especially if you're good at what you do. So explore every option and then make your decision from there. Now, for this pile, I had pulled two of the three cards I was going to pull from this next deck, which is MahrukhX Butterfly Effect deck. And then some cards jumped out. I thought it was one or two. It was actually three cards. We're about to find out what they are together. But just know there are five of them, not three like I would normally do. But I'm just trusting that whatever is in here is part of what you need to know. So the first one out is clearing. You're finding alternative ways to find happiness, clearing away energy that doesn't serve you anymore and aligning more with your higher self. We've talked about this before. I've talked about it before in other readings that when we're clearing the path, and sometimes it's things in your house. My weekend, part of me losing myself was I had this moment of I've got to clear clothes out. I have to get rid of stuff. And I don't know why, but I just knew I needed to do it. I'm clearing space for something. I don't know what it is, but there's something coming in. Sometimes when it's more about your personal growth and aligning with your higher self, sometimes we're letting go of people. And that can always be tricky because sometimes it's just that their timelines don't align with ours anymore and our journey together on this earth is kind of done, or maybe it's done for now and we're moving in different directions. So if people aren't understanding your journey and you need to just kind of move away a little bit, that's okay. And if they're meant to be in your life, they'll come back in at a later stage. But do what you need to do and clear whatever it is that doesn't serve you. Maybe it's moving house. Maybe it's changing your car over. Maybe it's just lightening your load financially. Whatever it is, do it and run with it. The next card out is regret. Stop worrying that you missed your chance. Not all is lost. Keep going. The best is yet to come. Take care of yourself as you continue your journey. Whatever was lost will come back around. So are you feeling as you're on this journey that you have missed the opportunity? I remember when I was little and I wanted to model so badly. I used to get up in the middle of the night when the Miss Universe pageants were on and watch that. And I just, oh, how I wanted to be one of those contestants. And ultimately, I never even tried competing. But I remember at that point, I was following the modeling world so much that when I was a teenager in high school, I thought I had missed my opportunity. I was like, I'm too old. It's never going to happen. And I modeled on and off throughout those years. I didn't become a full-time model till I was in my 20s. I think I was probably around 22 was when it started to pick up. And then from there, it just took on a whole life of its own. And you can't assume that you've missed your chance. You just can't, because it's never over until it's over. And if you need inspiration, look up people that were successful later in life. So many incredible people in this world have not become successful until they're in their 40s and 50s. And there are actors that haven't even become famous until they're, in their 60s. So don't think that you've missed out. You're just It's happening the way it's all meant to happen. Passion. You're reawakening your passion and allowing it to transform into a sense of purpose for life, no longer depriving yourself from the life that you dreamed of and proving all your naysayers wrong. If it hasn't already, something is waking up inside you and you are so ready to move and do this and just shift things up. And I'm so excited for you, because there is nothing better than waking up every day feeling inspired and driven to succeed. There's so much here. So enjoy that passion coming back to life, that spark that will keep you excited and engaged every day as you move forward. It's the most exciting way to live. So the next card out is discipline. You will improve your self-control and not allow impulses or feelings dictate your choices by making level-headed decisions that will bring more peace and harmony into your life. So with this, while you're doing all of this, be thoughtful as you're moving through. Don't be running through this and just like cutting people off at the knees and going, right, I'm done with you. Think about the decisions that you're making. Be smart in the decisions you're making, especially if it's affecting other people around you, if you've got a family or a partner. Be calculated in what you're doing and think about the consequences for each thing that you're moving through. You have to trust where you're being pulled, but it doesn't mean go and throw a grenade in the center of your life and just go, oh, we'll let it land where it lands, because that is not going to help you ultimately in the long run. And then the final butterfly effect card is good luck. You're manifesting nothing but good luck. Everything you put your mind to will flourish and go smoothly for you. Keep growing, and miracles will show up. So this is super exciting. We'll have a look at the Divine Masters card in just half a sec. But this is really exciting. I feel like something is already awake in you and you're just kind of waiting to get going, or something is starting to wake up, and that feeling will grow as the month progresses. But it's all exciting. Go explore all the options. Look at what you can do, how you can shift things, and I think everything is good, and make the changes in your life that you need to make. The only thing here is, do not go and be so willy-nilly about the decisions you're making. Just make sure you take a moment and think about what you're doing, especially when you're making big decisions about job changes, life changes, people in your life. Just sit with it. I'm not saying don't let it go, don't make the changes. If that's what you need to do, absolutely do it. But just give it thought before you just go ahead and make those cuts. And then the Divine Master card that came out for you guys is the Blue Beings, light transmission, wounds healed, important information charging up. So I feel like part of this process for you is going to actually be very healing and therapeutic. I think whenever we get on our path and whenever we are doing the work that we're meant to be doing, there is something very healing in that. It heals some of the wounds from our younger years. It heals the wounds of that we've developed over time by living a life that isn't authentic and that maybe we're not that happy with. Um, and I feel like it really will energize you. I kept using the word spark. You're reigniting that spark. And I think very much that's what's happening. And that will bring this whole new light into your life for you to explore and move through. So this is super, super exciting. Enjoy this month, enjoy this journey, enjoy this new ride, and just embrace every moment of it. And now we are moving on to pile number 3 if you selected the Tiger's Eye. So we will start with the Future Higher Self Oracle, which is a MahrukhX deck. Rejection is for your protection. I have actually never pulled this card from this deck before, but if you've been watching me for a while, you know that one of my favorite sayings in the whole world is rejection is the universe's protection, is how I normally say it, but absolutely 100%. So if something hasn't gone your way, a job, a relationship, somebody you were dating, maybe there was an animal that you tried to adopt and for whatever reason you missed out. It's the universe protecting you, and it's protecting you because there is something better coming in. Whatever this thing was not going to serve you or be for your highest good. So I know that whenever we miss out on something that we really, really want, there is a sense of loss. There can be a sense of grief. Feel the feelings, it's fine, but know that it happened for a reason. Okay, I apparently have these cards upside down. Good luck sometimes comes disguised as bad luck. So again, it's reinforcing that whatever has gone wrong, whatever hasn't come to fruition recently, or if there is something this month that doesn't come to fruition, this is the universe's way of protecting you. This was not going to serve you. This wasn't going to work well for you. You will find your place in the world even when you don't know how. So, has this thing that hasn't worked out, is it making you question everything? Is it making you think that you're on the wrong path or you don't know what it is you're doing? Because sometimes we have to get lost to find out exactly where we are. And I know how much that sucks because I've been in that position before, and it's just not an enjoyable feeling. But what I do know is that when these things happen, when we come through to the other side, it always is a much better place that we land. So if you are feeling lost and you're sitting there and going, I don't know if I can, or I have no idea what I'm doing, stay lost for a little bit. Just stay lost. I talked about the healing work that I did at the end of last year, and I've been talking to a friend who's going through this moment now because they are doing the work with the same person that I worked with, and we were having a conversation today because I wanted to check in, make sure they're doing okay, and they said, I feel like, and I think this is such an apt description, I feel like the caterpillar that's gone into the chrysalis and I have become a pile of goo. I don't know what I am, who I am, where I'm going. And I said to them, I felt exactly the same way. And for a while, when I came out of that, I was doing the things that I needed to, but there was no drive. There was nowhere that I was kind of pushing to get things done. I really just wanted to sit and read books and just go for walks. And then that drive came back. It was just I needed that moment to be lost and not be sure of anything, not be sure of who I was, what I was doing, where I was going, or how anything was going to play out. And then in that silence, and once I was able to be okay with being in that place, everything that I needed came to me. And clarity being the main thing. Clarity came to me, and then the drive and the energy to get it all done. And each day I'm kicking goals at this point and getting so much done. And it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't gotten lost first. So the next card out, let go of the idea that you're not ready. So again, if you're questioning this, you have to, you just have to be okay with where you are. You really do. Don't sit there and say, I'm not ready, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Just, I'm ready and I'm exactly where I need to be. And be okay with that. Don't let anybody push you into a place that you're not ready to be yet, because that doesn't serve you, it doesn't serve anyone. And then the next card out, you will be surrounded by people with different agendas. It may scare you away, but fight it. You got this. So I feel like there's a lot coming at you, but I think if you can find stillness in that being lost, and you'll find your place in the world, even when you don't know how. When you find the stillness within that, and then there's all the people around you, the noise won't bother you as much, and you'll be able to hear things, and you'll be able to allow the things that resonate land, and you'll be able to let go of the things that don't. So just be okay with that. And the fact that there's different people is wonderful, because it gives you different ideas. And I've got plenty of friends who we don't have the same outlook on life. We don't share the same philosophies in how the world functions and works. But you know what? When they're talking to me and they're sharing their views and they're very passionate and they believe that their way is the right way, I listen to them and go, "Yep, you're right. It's great." I don't need to carry that. And so just remember, if these people are putting things on you, you don't need to carry that either. But some of these people may have some really great information, ideas, inspiration, whatever it may be, that will serve you really well. So just be open to that. Now we're moving on to the butterfly effect. Learning. You are being led down the path of unlearning and relearning to make smarter decisions as you navigate uncharted ground ahead. Trade knowing for curiosity. So it's everything that I was just talking about. You don't need to know anything. You just need to be open to these different ideas and what else could possibly be. Next card out is health. Expect to have a boost in energy levels or an increase of healthy activities that will greatly improve your overall health, as well as help you to maintain a positive mindset. So I talked before about your energy levels increasing, or how mine did after I'd gone through this moment. So I feel like that will happen for you as well. And also, maybe when you're going through this, put a focus on your health, how you're eating, how you're taking care of yourself, how you're sleeping. Are you drinking too much? Are you drinking at all? And maybe you shouldn't be. Smoking, coffee, all these different things. Just pay attention, and you'll find that when there's a boost in your health, your energy levels rise as well. So I feel like that needs to be a bit of a focus, and that's something that's easy to focus on when the rest of life feels like it's swirling around you and you don't know where to go with it. The last one from Butterfly Effect is career change. A new opportunity comes. This is a new beginning that will challenge you to get out of your comfort zone and expand your horizons. No more playing small, time to dream big. So, if all of this is around career, this is your confirmation that if you're thinking about making a change, it's absolutely time. Just there's opportunities coming in, and it starts a whole new flow on effect. So run with it, take it with both hands, and be excited for the journey ahead. And then we're finishing up with one of the Divine Masters cards. This is Kyle Gray's The Divine Masters Oracle. Commander Ashtar, leadership activation, time to evolve, trust in your ability to guide others. So, this evolution, this feeling lost, is all because you're getting ready to show others how it can be done. You're being a way shower. So, you really need to trust the journey and why it's happening. And this is going to give you so much information and so much in terms of the ability to move forward and just step up into a completely new level. And I think this is going to be really amazing. And like I said, in the middle of all of this, sometimes you have to get lost to find out exactly where you are. And when you're finding out exactly where you are, often that place is so much better. All those moments in life where I have felt so completely hopeless and unworthy of where I'm going and what I'm doing, I land somewhere and there's always a moment somewhere along the way where I look around and go, oh my goodness, had I not been through that hellish journey, I wouldn't have landed here with these people around me. And that has happened for me professionally. It's happened for me on a very personal level. And I know this will happen for you. So trust everything that's going on, be present exactly where you are, and enjoy the journey because it's going to give you so much depth. It's going to give you so much knowledge. It's going to give you so much clarity around who you are, where you're going, where you've been, and what your soul mission is here. I hope these readings resonated with some of you, if not all of you. As I always say, not every reading is for every person. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and have a wonderful June. I'm really excited. All of these readings to me are super exciting. I think there's so much growth happening this month, and we just need to embrace it and enjoy the ride.